Welcome to Corvette Today, the podcast that talks about everything Corvette, with your host Steve Garrett, MC and DJ at one of the largest Corvette weekends in the country, Corvette Fun Fest, president of the Corvette Club of Kansas City, Missouri, and radio disc jockey at the #1 radio station in Kansas City for over 40 years. Here's Steve Garrett.
Thanks for listening and watching Corvette Today, the show that talks about everything Corvette, and the only current podcast dedicated to Corvette. I'm your host, Steve Garrett. I appreciate you tuning in. Corvette Today is brought to you by Wheelcraft. Want to dress up your Corvette with bright chrome or black chrome wheels? Visit wheelcraft.com and learn about their advanced PVD chrome finishing. They can refinish your wheels or offer a wheel exchange for most models, and it comes with a 5-year warranty. Visit wheelcraft.com today or call 833-840-5334. You can listen to Corvette Today on all podcast platforms. You can also listen on your smart device. Just say, "Hey Google" or "Alexa, play the podcast called Corvette Today," and you're connected. Be sure and visit the updated Corvette Today website. It's CorvetteToday.com. You can also access everything there, including the Corvette Today merchandise store. You can also join the Corvette Today Facebook group there and sign up for Corvette Today emails, notifications, and updates at corvettetoday.ck.page. And if you like YouTube, you can subscribe to the Corvette Today YouTube channel. See all Corvette Today episodes on YouTube. And be sure and patronize our flagship sponsors of Corvette Today, Aerolarri Wheels, a true forged wheel with over 20 different unique styles to choose from for your C8 and wide-body versions of the C7, C6, and C5 Corvettes. It's an amazing value, starting at only $23.88 for a set of 4 fully forged wheels. And use the promo code CT111 and get $100 off your purchase. Visit aerolarri.com, that's AEROLARRI.com, and use the promo code CT111 for your $100 discount. Also, midenginecorvetteforum.com, the forum that focuses on the new mid-engine C8 Corvette. Meet a lot of Corvette enthusiasts like yourself at midenginecorvetteforum.com. And a shout out to CanadianCorvetteForum.com, welcoming Corvette owners from around the world. My guest on today's show is the TV host and the professor from the Mecum Auctions, Mr. John Kraman. John is back on Corvette Today to preview not one, but 2 upcoming shows. John, welcome back to Corvette Today, my friend.
Hey, Steve, thank you so much, man. I've really been looking forward to this. You are really the tip of the spear in the Corvette world with your podcast. First of all, you do such a great job with it, and the reach that it has and the influence that it has is extreme. I just wanted you to know that as a Corvette enthusiast, I've owned 3 Corvettes. The entire Corvette community is just so proud to have you as an asset, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart, my friend.
Buddy, you are too kind. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate you saying that. John, we've got 2 shows that we want to talk about. First, coming up, the most recent will be Kansas City, my hometown. Let's start off and cover the history of the Mecum Auctions in Kansas City, Missouri.
Steve, it's a Mecum tradition that we end our calendar year at Kansas City. And let me tell you why it's something that we look forward to, other than the fact we sort of celebrate that it's the end of a year. Let's talk about the venue a bit. You being from the area, certainly aware of the great convention center, Kansas City Convention Center, downtown Kansas City, known as Bartle Hall. And let me tell you why that venue is so special. It allows us to put the entire Mecum auction, and that includes the check-in area, the car display area, of course, all the offices, and the entire auction stage and seating and arena under one roof. All self-contained, because that building has no supports inside. It's a free-span building that spans a 1/4 mile in length. Does that make it perfect or what?
It's a big building. Bartle Hall is huge,
Yeah.
and it is pillarless, so it's a big building.
Right. Yeah, that's the first thing. And then the fact that we've been coming to Kansas City in a variety of venues for over 20 years. We've settled in now to Bartle Hall, and it's a year-end celebration. The cars are typically very heavy on entry and mid-level collectibles. Yeah, we'll have some $100,000 cars there as well, but it really taps into the core of what the collector car market is all about, and specifically Corvettes, with roughly 8 to 10% of our total inventory at Mecum Auctions having Corvettes, which is our number 1 specific model in quantity to cross the Mecum auction block. Number 2, how about a Ford Mustang?
Wow. How about that? That's pretty cool.
The Corvettes lead the way, as they should.
Absolutely. Buddy, give us dates and times, and obviously we've got the location of Bartle Hall, which is downtown Kansas City, but what are the dates of the show and the times?
Yeah, it's always that first weekend in December. This year, that will be December 1st through the 3rd. That is a Thursday through a Saturday. Our target is 700 vehicles. We'll have 12 hours of live television coverage coming up on Motor Trend TV and Motor Trend Plus. And I just want to do a shout out that this is our first year with a relationship on Motor Trend. And I will just tell you that it has been a match made in heaven. Our former network, NBCSN, decided to close down operations. They literally went dark, and so we were left looking for a new home. Motor Trend scooped in, picked us up, and we're the highest rated show on the network. I'm very proud to say that, obviously.
Yeah.
Not bragging, just proud. They're delighted. We're delighted to be on board. We're getting involved with some of their other great shows as well. A lot of companion work going on back and forth. Just as a final thought, we are on course, and Kansas City will be the exclamation point for another record year. Mecum Auctions, world's largest collector car auction company. Steve, we're going to end up, it's a prediction, with over $600 million in the sale of collector vehicles. We've been in business since 1988. This is on track to be an all-new record.
That's amazing. $600 million. That's incredible. That's a lot of zeros, buddy.
Yeah, got to look twice. That's not a typo.
That's right. Now, we've got some special Corvettes coming that we're going to cover in section 2 of this show, but highlight some of the other cars that are going to be coming up for bid in Kansas City.
Yeah, as is fairly typical for Mecum Auction, it really is a surprisingly good mix. A couple of standouts, the standard bearer, I guess we could call it, the poster child for 1950s automobile has to be the Bel Air convertible, especially when it's in red. And we've got one, lot number S105, that's coming up at Kansas City that is just a showstopper. 283 power pack with Power Glide automatic. Fender skirts on it. It's been restored. That one's really cool. And then let's give a nod to the Mopar folks. Lot number F-150 running on Friday is a 70 Dodge Corvette 500 convertible. You go, what time on? It's not a Super B or an RT. No, but it's got a 383 with a 4-speed. Really unusual combination. Trucks continue to be really, really big, and 4x4s will have a lot of those as well. Somebody can come to Kansas City with $5,000 to $10,000 and buy a collector car, and we'll have some 6-figure cars there as well. Again, specializing in that very popular, very desirable entry-level collectible. It's a perfect way to finish out our year.
And Kansas City is right in the middle of the United States, so it's easy to get to. If anybody wants to come in for the Thursday, Friday, and Saturday show for the Mecum Auction, it's easy to do. Stay downtown and you're in and out. No big problem at all.
Well said.
Also, John, let's talk about coming up in November in Chicago real quickly. Let's talk about the Muscle Cars and Corvette Nationals. You and I are both going to be there.
Yeah, I got to do a shout out to Bob Ashton. I know that he's been on your show. He is the absolute ringleader of what I refer to, Steve, as the Pebble Beach of muscle cars and Corvettes, and I don't think I'm exaggerating. Located at the Stevens Convention Center, literally in the shadow of Chicago O'Hare Airport, it has become one of the big major shows specializing in both muscle cars and Corvettes. And it's essentially an invitation show. You submit your car to Bob. He makes the decision to get the car in based on a couple things: the quality of the car, the historical significance, and whether or not the car has been in his show before. Unlike a lot of shows that you and I both go to, where we see a lot of the same cars year after year, you won't see that at McCacken. 550 of the best Corvettes and muscle cars on the planet will be there with a lot of different themes, but they're cars that have not been to that show. And even more so, there will be cars that will be debuted there that have never been shown anywhere. The place will be packed. He's got vendors. There's all kinds of stuff going on. And both you and I are going to have a part in that.
Absolutely right. I'm going to be doing a seminar on the Corvette Today show, and you're going to do a seminar as well, aren't you?
Right. I'm going to do one with Bob has really put the priority, like a lot of the sincere players in the muscle car and Corvette market, on the potential youth market. And we've got 6 young, 25 years old and younger. One guy's about 15 years old, all of them showing cars at McCacken this year. And I'm going to moderate a panel talking with these youngsters about their automotive passion, how they got it started, and what they brought to the show. In addition to that, it's going to be a busy 2-day show. My classic rock band, Redline 7000, will be playing on Saturday night. That would be November 19th. The show, by the way, only runs 2 days, November 19th and 20th. That's a Saturday and a Sunday. And if any of your listeners are thinking about going to the show, let me give you an insider tip. Plan on going both days. This show is so jam-packed with so much to do and so much to see. you really need both days to take it on in.
That'll be a lot of fun. I've never been, and I'm really looking forward to it. That is the week prior to Thanksgiving on that Saturday and Sunday. So we'll see you at McCacken, Muscle Cars and Corvette Nationals, right at the end of November, and then we'll see you in Kansas City the first weekend of December. Buddy, let's take our first break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about 15 red C4 Corvettes that are going to be at the Kansas City show here on Corvette Today.
We all know that wheels make the car. Wheelcraft will help you take your Corvette to new levels. Wheelcraft offers the world's best PVD chrome finish available on the market. Available in bright chrome and black chrome. Wheelcraft nails it in both appearance and durability. And it comes with a 5-year warranty against brake dust burns, pitting, peeling, and color delamination. Wheelcraft is also ISO certified. Whether you're having your wheels refinished or an exchange transaction, there is no core fee, no deposit, and you don't pay for the finished wheels until they are installed on your car. Wheelcraft insists on complete satisfaction before you pay. Hear from one of our customers.
I picked up a brochure at the National Corvette Museum and we took delivery of our new C8. I called Wheelcraft, and in 15 minutes, I ordered the new bright ice chrome wheels. Wheelcraft's follow-up and follow-through is superb. The wheels arrived on Sunday, installed on Monday, and cores were returned same day. The wheels are the highest quality I've ever seen, and they look awesome. Great prices, great customer service from initial contact to installation.
Thanks, Dennis from Nashville. In many cases, Wheelcraft offers finished wheels on exchange or will apply this new finish to your wheels. Either way, Wheelcraft treats your wheels as their own. Visit our website at wheelcraft.com or call us at 833-840-5334. Arrive in style with Wheelcraft.
The Radiator Grill Store offers protection for your C8's front radiators and side intakes. They also carry front strut tower covers to prevent rusting and pooling water, all with do-it-yourself installation. Get 10% off your total purchase with promo code CT10. See the full line of products at radiatorgrillstore.com.
When you want to buy a Corvette, or any Chevrolet for that matter, get yours from Hendrick Chevrolet Shawnee Mission, located in Kansas City. Hendrick Chevrolet is the largest Corvette dealership and showroom in the Midwest. With a knowledgeable sales staff and Corvette sales specialists on hand, they'll help you build the Corvette of your dreams, and they ship nationwide. With Corvette certified master mechanics on site and a huge parts department with over 24,000 parts and $2 million in inventory, Hendrick Chevrolet is well equipped to take care of your every need. From sales to service to collision repair, Hendrick Chevrolet has you covered. Visit ChevyUSA.com or call 913-384-1550.
VetFinders.com is the Internet's original Corvette classified ads website, with classified ads starting at just $25, and every ad runs until your Corvette is sold. If you're in the market for a Corvette, VetFinders.com has over 500 Corvettes for sale from all around the USA and Canada, and covering all 8 generations. Visit VetFinders.com, the Internet's destination for buying and selling Corvettes. That's VETTE Finders.com.
Check out the first Corvette-only auction website at 427stingray.com/Corvette Today. You can sign up to bid and comment on more than 40 Corvettes every week. That's 427stingray.com/Corvette Today. Join the community.
And now, back to the only current podcast on Corvettes, Corvette Today, with your host, Steve Garrett.
Hey, thanks for listening and watching Corvette Today, the show that talks about everything Corvette. Brought to you by Wheelcraft. Want to dress up your Corvette with bright chrome or black chrome wheels? Visit Wheelcraft.com and learn about their advanced PVD chrome finishing. They can refinish your wheels or offer a wheel exchange for most models, and it comes with a 5-year warranty. Visit Wheelcraft.com today or call them at 833-840-5334. I'm your host, Steve Garrett. With me today is JK, Mr. John Kraman, the professor from Mecum Auctions. In the second section, we're going to talk about a very unique collection of cars coming to the Kansas City auction the first weekend of December. John, first off, give us an overview of the C4 Corvette as you know it overall.
Well, Steve, that is one generation of Corvettes. Of course, now we're through Generation 8, as everybody knows. But the fourth generation Corvettes have kind of been, let's just say, sort of a bit overlooked, and really have always kind of been considered to be a starter or an entry-level Corvette. particularly now that they're used. Back when the cars were new, it was cutting edge. I mean, I remember the first 1984, of course, being the first year. When that car debuted and I saw the first one with that clamshell opening hood, and I looked down in the engine compartment and saw those aluminum A-arms and those gigantic wheels and tires, I thought I was looking at a race car, and I got hooked. And I had a chance to drive an 84. I remember driving it and really impressed with just how radically different it was from the Generation 3. But as we know, all these years later, of course, that car ran through 1996, that platform. Now they've got the reputation that, hey, if you want to start a Corvette, you've got $10,000, $15,000 you want to spend, you're probably going to be able to get a pretty good example. But as we've learned in the past couple, 2-3 years, with the strength of the Corvette market overall, all generations, all the C8 Corvette has done is just heighten interest, I'm not exaggerating, in every other generation of Corvette, from C1 right through C7. Corvettes have never been hotter, and the C4 has taken a little bit of a benefit of that, Steve. They're starting to move up in price, particularly for cars that are unmodified, in excellent original shape, and have a known ownership, mileage, maintenance history.
Very nice. It's good to hear that the C4s are getting a little bit of love and kind of spreading the love over all the generations, buddy.
They deserve it.
Absolutely right. Now, this set of Corvettes coming up in the Kansas City auction is a unique set of Corvettes that are crossing the block. Where did this collection of C4 Corvettes come from?
Yeah, what an unbelievable collection. No doubt at all, Steve, that this is the absolute finest collection of C4 Corvettes to have ever come to the auction block, period. And as the cars are going to be selling, by the way, at no reserve, at our upcoming Kansas City auction in December, coming from a consignor, a private individual not too far away, Topeka, Kansas, is where these cars are coming out of. It's quietly assembled the best collection of red C4s, at least one of every year from 1984 right all the way to 1996. It's unlike anything really that we've ever seen before, and it's really got me cranked up.
That's really cool. Now, there's 15 of these C4s. All of them are red, all of them are low miles, and all are selling at no reserve. So they run the gamut of the best C4s available. Talk about some of the uniqueness of these cars in this collection, because I know one is a top flight, one is one of 448. I mean, it's just amazing that this collection has come to Kansas City.
It really is. And you know what? I think that that's a great venue for it because, as I'd mentioned earlier in your segment one, this is the end of the year. This is a celebration of the collector car market of Corvettes. There's going to be a lot of attention, a lot of excitement. This is a great opportunity for a good collection to be put right at the top of the pinnacle. We call it a main attraction. This is our star for about 700 cars or so we'll have at Kansas City. If it was to go to one of our other auctions that was a bigger auction, it would be probably down a few notches compared to $1 million plus cars, which obviously these aren't anywhere near that. So they're going to have a chance to shine as the best of the best at this particular auction. And I'm going to predict, I'll just say it right now, I don't think there's going to be any bargains out of this group. And I'll tell you why I think that is. You touched on it. Every single example, no exceptions at all, is red. And of course, I just want to say that Corvette code number 81, bright red, was on the C4 Corvettes from 1984 all the way through the end of the 1992 model year. And then 1993, they changed the shade. Code 70, torch red, made its debut. So there was actually two different reds during the run of the Generation 4 lineup. And of course, torch red, one of the hot sellers on the C8 Corvette today. A couple of standouts in this group. Almost all of them have in the 20,000 mile or less range. But man, I just got to tell you, I'm a huge fan of what's considered to be the top of the line of all the C4s, and that is the ZR1. That's the car that once again reset the bar, and we've got, leading that off, of course, they came out in 1990, and that's at 375 horsepower, 32 valve, double overhead cam, Lotus design, Mercury Marine built, all were 6-speed manual transmissions. And we've got one coming up, Steve, that's got just a little over 12,000 miles, and I'll tell you why I like that. Many of these first-year ZR1s, they ran them through 95. Guys bought them, put away, didn't put any miles on them, and that's great because now they're preserved for all time. But with 12,000 miles, guess what? That one can be driven. Put 500,000 miles on it a year over the next 10, 15 years. It's not going to impact the value, and it's going to give anybody that wants to drive it a chance to experience what was at that time the hottest Corvette that you could buy.
Yeah, that's really cool. And the beauty of all this, John, I remember watching one of the Mecum auctions where we had all the pace cars selling in one set. This is not happening with these 15 red C4s. They're all being sold individually.
Right. I'm really glad that you mentioned that, because I remember the dialogue with the consignor of the Corvette pace car collection, and he would have been heartbroken had the collection that took him a long time to assemble. In this particular case, the consignor is okay with letting the cars go individually to the point, and this is, I think, an effective strategy from an emotional standpoint as well, that they're selling at no reserve, meaning that, kind of in auction terms, we call it going on a one-way trip. When you're emotionally attached to a vehicle of cars, like we all are with our cars, and especially our Corvettes, it's difficult to make that selling decision. It's difficult for everybody. Whether you trade it, sell it, upgrade, doesn't matter. If you do it on a one-way trip, it's just one less issue that you have to kind of deal with and process, that they might be coming back home.
Right.
When you know that you've made the decision to sell, get it out there, promote the heck out of it, sell them at no reserve. And I'm just going to make a prediction now. I'm just going to say it. I think we could very well see record prices on C4 Corvettes with this collection. Would not be surprised.
When is this set of red C4 Corvettes crossing the auction block?
What's really neat about this group is it's going to be right smack dab during our live television coverage on Motor Trend. They're going to be selling on Saturday, December the 3rd. It kicks off with the first one of the group. They run consecutively, by the way. The first lot number is S71. Of course, it's an 84 Corvette, and it's a very rare 4-speed. Most of them were automatics. The 4-speed transmission wasn't available till a ways into the production run, and then we finish up with the last one, lot number S85, and of course, that is a 1996 Corvette, the last year of the Generation 4 car. So for your listeners, definitely be tuned in to the live television coverage, both on Motor Trend TV on your cable network or Motor Trend streaming, Motor Trend Plus. Both will be live in real time. It's going to be a real history lesson, and it's also going to, I think, reset the bar on values and notoriety of Generation 4 Corvettes. We'll see if it comes true, but I'd almost bet money on it.
Absolutely right. And if you're looking to buy a C4 Corvette, you can always bid online with Mecum as well. We're looking forward to that. I want to be there to see those cars cross the block. That'll be a lot of fun. Buddy, let's take our final break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about the crown jewel of the Mecum Auctions, the show in Kissimmee coming up in January, here on Corvette Today.
Are you ready for a better insurance policy without the Corvette tax? With Agreed Value Protection, the value of your collector vehicle will never change. Plus, you'll save money. Get a quick quote at ncminsurance.com.
Yogi Berra once said, if you don't know where you're going, you'll probably end up there. At True Wealth & Company, we take that to heart. See, at True Wealth & Company, we believe your retirement lifestyle travels through 2 doors. Door number 1, the blue door, gives you more options, financial freedom. Your money outlives you. Every happiness you wish for in life is through the blue door. Door number 2, the red door, is where you outlive your money. You rely on family, friends, or even the state to take care of you. At True Wealth & Company, we're not just financial planners. The best way to walk through the blue door is to have a written plan. Make a work-optional lifestyle a reality with our proprietary True Life Map formula. Look towards your future with anticipation, not apprehension. Having a rock-solid fiduciary partner like True Wealth & Company is essential to effective financial planning. There's no winging it. There's nothing left to chance. Look, we don't want you to become another Yogi Berra-ism. Give us a call today at 913-653-TRUE. Visit us online at retirewithtrue.com. Start your financial independence and work-optional lifestyle today.
913-653-8783. Visit us online at retirewithtrue.com. Investment advice offered through True Wealth & Company, LLC, a registered investment advisor in the state of Kansas.
American Hydrocarbon is your one-stop shop for custom interior, exterior, and engine bay items for your C4 through C8 Corvette. We can help you create a custom look for your Corvette with carbon fiber or 10 different color patterns and styles. Whether it's a custom-made engine cover for your new C8 mid-engine Corvette or custom-made C4 interior upgrades, American Hydrocarbon can help you transform your Corvette into a best-in-class show car. And now we're proud to announce that we can produce and distribute officially licensed GM products for the C8 Corvette. That includes the front splitter, side skirts, engine appearance panels, and engine fluid caps. Plus, we now also carry the C8 Speedline side skirts along with the engine appearance package and high wing. Our products have been featured in Vet and Corvette magazines. Give us a call, 813-476-5638. Visit our updated website at AmericanHydrocarbon.com or email us at pat@AmericanHydrocarbon.com. Let us help you make your Corvette the car you've always wanted it to be. American Hydrocarbon.
The holiday season is here, and Mid-America Motorworks is sure to have that perfect something for that hard-to-buy-for Corvette enthusiast on your shopping list. Mid-America Motorworks can help with lots of T-shirts, Corvette car covers, stocking stuffers, and more. They have all of what you need for years and generations of Corvette. Whether it's the latest shirt, jacket, hat, or lifestyle accessory, you can get it at Mid-America Motorworks. Visit mamotorworks.com and shop Corvettes by generation or specific year. You can even shop by price for the perfect gift or stocking stuffer. Call Monday through Saturday toll-free at 866-350-4540 and talk to a Corvette expert. Mid-America Motorworks. Pursue your passion here.
You're listening and watching Corvette Today with Steve Garrett.
Hey, thanks once again for listening and watching Corvette Today, the show that talks about everything Corvette. Brought to you by Wheelcraft. Want to dress up your Corvette with bright chrome or black chrome wheels? Visit wheelcraft.com and learn about their advanced PVD chrome finishing. They can refinish your wheels or offer a wheel exchange for most models, and it comes with a 5-year warranty. Visit wheelcraft.com or call them 833-840-5334. I'm your host, Steve Garrett. With me is my buddy, John Kraman, the professor from the Mecum Auctions. In this third and final segment, we're going to talk about the crown jewel show for the Mecum Auctions, the Mecum show at Kissimmee, Florida, coming up in January. John, like I said, this is the crown jewel for your shows all year long. Give us some dates and times and a little bit of history of Kissimmee.
Man, Steve, almost unbelievable when you hear how this auction is laid out this year. And before I give you that, let me just say that Mecum Kissimmee is the world's largest collector car auction, period. End of story by any parameter. But we're taking that high bar, which actually generated $217 million in the sale of collector vehicles this year, 2022.
Wow.
We're looking to push past that and to reset our own record by taking Mecum Kissimmee 2023 all the way starting on January the 4th and running all the way through January 15th with a target of 4,000 entries.
Wow.
You heard that right. Our target is a unheard of stratospheric 4,000 entries. We're going to have 24 hours of coverage coming up live on Motor Trend, schedule yet to be determined. But what a way to kick off the new year with the absolute most aggressive auction schedule that any auction company in the history of auctions has ever done. And early, we're still a ways out yet, but early excitement on this auction is an all-time high. One highlight, nothing to do with the Corvettes here right now. We'll talk about some Corvettes in a bit. But one thing that we already know so far, what we call the Winged Warriors, the big winged aero Mopars. Of course, in 69, it was the Dodge Daytona. 1970, Plymouth Superbirds. We're expected to have over a dozen of those Dodge Daytonas and Superbirds. Having one as a main attraction, having over a dozen once again is unheard of. And several of those are also going to be crossing the block at no reserve.
Wow.
Unbelievable what the Mecum staff has put out there and what they're going to need to do to execute that auction. This is big time now.
Yeah, we're hitting major leagues right here, buddy.
Yeah.
Talk about some of the other cars coming up for bid at that show, because we've got a lot of exotics from Miami that will probably be coming to Kissimmee.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. I love the exotics. Obviously, I love Corvette and muscle cars, but some of the exotics blow me away.
Yeah, I'm glad that you mentioned that because the European exotics have become a really big part of the Mecum auction block. And I'll tell you how it started. I remember a conversation I had with Frank Mecum, the VP of Consignments. You also see him on the block at Mecum Auctions on TV. And Frank and I were talking, and he said, this was maybe around 2012. So it's been about 10 years ago. He said, John, I really think part of where we want to head into a direction, never giving up our tradition of 50s chrome and thin era cars, Corvettes, 60s muscle cars. That's the core of what Mecum is all about. But he said, I really think exotics, both vintage and late model exotics, is a part of where I want to take the future. And man, it's been mission accomplished. Porsche, Lamborghini, Ferrari, Maserati, McLaren, all fill in the blank. And you're right, the Kissimmee, Florida auction, which is basically Orlando, that market, that environment, the Florida environment is so chock full of the widest range, the depth of inventory that's available down there is immense. So late model exotics are going to play a very, very big part. And certainly we're going to see some of those cars in the coveted top 10 after it's all over with as our top 10 sellers.
Yeah, absolutely right. Let's talk about the Corvettes that are already set up for Kissimmee, because we do have a little bit of time, but this gives everybody a preview for all three of these shows. That way, if you want to come to the show or get registered to bid online or watch it on television, you can do that. But let's talk about some of the Corvettes that will be at Kissimmee that you know of so far.
Yeah, one that just sort of stands out, Steve, it's my favorite C1 Corvette, and I'll get to the year in a minute. But this is like, if you were going to order one, if we're going to go back to 1950 and you're going to order one, this is probably how you're going to do it. And obviously, I gave it away. 1958 with that distinctive hood louvers and those trunk spears. That was a one-year-only styling touch. Just makes it so distinctive. But the top-of-the-line engine, the 290 horsepower, fuel-injected 283 with a 4-speed. It's Inca silver with the red interior. Ooh. It has won every award that you can imagine at the highest degree. It's been Bloomington Gold certified twice, wow, in 2009 and 2015, both with a score of over 99%. To back that up, it's got multiple time NCRS Top Flight Awards with scores 3 different times of over 99%. And to top it all up, in 2016, it won the Zora Arcus Duntop Mark of Excellence Award. Is it the finest 1958 Corvette on the planet? No way to know that. But man, this has got to be a contender. That is a multiple 6-figure car. Wow. And by the way, it's on our website right now, lot number R366. It's worth it for anybody to go to Mecum.com, look up R366, easy to navigate, and take a look at this showstopper.
Man, that sounds amazing.
It's unbelievable.
That'd be so cool to have. Any other Corvettes come to mind that are already registered and ready to cross the auction block in Kissimmee?
Yeah, the Generation 2 Corvette, 63 through 67, we know how hot that market is right now as well. And the 67s, of course, being the final year, the most refinements, the biggest engines and all that stuff. But every once in a while, one pops up that has all the boxes checked, but very few people decided to do that. So how about a black 67 coupe, red interior, 427 to 400 horsepower. Now, that's the slightly milder 3.2-barrel version of that optional big block 427. It's a 4-speed, but listen to this. Factory air with side pipes.
Wow.
Is that the perfect 67 Corvette? No, it's not a 435, but guess what? You couldn't get air conditioning with the 435. If you wanted a 67 Corvette with the most performance and you wanted air conditioning, you got the 427 400 horsepower with a 4-speed, and that's what this one has. And once again, show accolades and impeccably restored. Very, very expensive Generation 2 Corvette right there.
Man, those mid-years are awesome, and that sounds like the top of the heap.
Indeed.
Well, buddy, thank you so much for coming back on Corvette Today. We've got McCacken, which is the Muscle Cars and Corvette Nationals, coming up the weekend prior to Thanksgiving. Then we've got Kansas City, which is the first Thursday, Friday, and Saturday of December. And then Mecum Auctions in Kissimmee. It'll be January 4th through the 15th, 4,000 cars. And I'm figuring, another 8 to 10% of those are going to be Corvettes as well, right?
You said it. Absolutely.
Sounds good, buddy. Thanks again for being on Corvette Today. I look forward to seeing you in Chicago for McCacken and in Kansas City.
All right, my friend. See you there. And, man, always appreciate coming on your show.
Thanks for listening to Corvette Today. And please be sure to tell your family, friends, and other Corvette enthusiasts about the Corvette Today podcast. And thanks to our sponsors, Wheelcraft. Want to dress up your Corvette with bright chrome or black chrome wheels? Visit wheelcraft.com to learn about their advanced PVD chrome finishing. They can refinish your wheels or offer a wheel exchange for most models, and it comes with a 5-year warranty. Visit wheelcraft.com today or call 833-840-5334. American Hydrocarbon at AmericanHydrocarbon.com. True Wealth and Company at RetireWithTrue.com. Also, Aerolarri Wheels. Get $100 off your purchase with the new promo code CT111 at Aerolarri.com. Mid-America Motorworks at MAMotorworks.com. And Hendrick Chevrolet in Kansas City at ChevyUSA.com.
You've been listening to Corvette Today with Steve Garrett. If you'd like to contact Steve with any thoughts on the podcast or ideas for guests on Corvette Today, you can email him at stevegarrettdj@gmail.com. That's stevegarrettdj@gmail.com. Garrett has 2 R's and 2 T's. Or connect with Steve on social media on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram using @SteveGarrettDJ. Thanks again for listening to Corvette Today.